But before that, he owns Vigilant MMA, which is an amazing.
He looks pretty vigilant.
MMA company. He is. And you should have known him before, unfortunately, the accident.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all that. I want everything.
He's a real quadriplegic, all right? And I mean, real, right? But yeah, tell the story. Just where are you from? Tell us the whole thing.
All right, man. Well, let's see. I was born in Dallas, Texas, but it was
Dallas, okay.
Yeah. My mom was passing from Arizona to Alabama. That was kind of where we were relocating, and I shot out the womb before we could get there. And
In a car or in a hospital?
In a hospital.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. And so I just hit the ground running right from there, and spent the first few years of my life in.
Wait. It's a shot out of a car and hit the ground running. I love where this is going already.
No, right?
Yes, sir. And I mean, I grew up for the first few years in Alabama, but I moved down to Tampa when I was 7 years old, and I've been here my whole life. That's why I got Tampa on this arm and Bay on this arm. Because I mean,
love it.
That's awesome.
Been here. My
I've never
whole
seen
life.
that. Is that new?
Nah, I've had that for years. I mean, I got it right before I broke my neck, so I never got the chance to stand in front of my opponent and let him know what was coming for that ass.
Damn. Yeah, that was a good move, though.
Yeah, never got that chance. But, you know, it is what it is. So moved to Tampa at a young age and grew up here. And I love this city. I love this town. I love everything about it. I guess you would call me a transplant, even though...
I'm calling you a tampon.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take
That's
it.
what I am. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Depends on what time of month it is, but go ahead.
Right? I like the red floors. Say, red
Is your
couch.
aunt in town?
Yeah, maybe. Flo? I haven't talked to her in forever.
Oh, man.
I think my wife's aunt's in town.
Yeah.
Sorry, honey. She's going to kill me for that one.
I know it.
He knows Nicole.
Have you ever been sent on a mission to the store and there's like,
Oh,
I don't know,
no.
the wings and the pearls and the pads and the sizes and the this. It's different.
If you're in the pearl section, you're in the wrong section.
Send me a photo, right?
Just go with. Never mind. I can't even say that.
And then you don't really need all the other things that are in the cart.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm going to put this
And
in,
you're
I'll
like,
take this, I'll put that.
odor
You
control.
Stick it up underneath there, and you're like, But
Yeah.
now there's a self-checkout, so you have no shame.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Anyway, that's where I interrupted you. So,
Anyway,
all right,
sorry.
so how did take us through it? You came to Tampa. You
Yeah, just grew up here. My family, my stepdad was from here, so I grew up here. Went to Jesuit with Frank here. We graduated in '97.
Yep.
That was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life was going to Jesuit because I started getting in trouble in 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
And had my parents not given me the choice of Jesuit or Admiral Farragut,
Ooh.
those were pretty much my two choices.
There you go.
And I saw those little short orange basketball shorts when we went out there, and I was like, nah,
The
bro.
Daisy Dukes? No?
Yeah, no.
Not about the Daisy Dukes, huh?
So I said I'll run my chances at the all-guys school, and it ended up being one of the best moves I ever made in life. You know, it instilled great values in me, made me a man for others by doing community service with a coach who was on the football team, or he was a football coach when I was on the football team, and Coach Wiener. who's
Yeah,
very
Coach Wiener.
very successful South Tampa Plant High School.
Still a
legend.
coach.
Still a coach, yes.
Yep.
And you know, just the values that school and that man in particular, and the wrestling coach and everybody instilled in me carries me to this day. So graduated Jesuit, went to University of Florida.
Sorry.
Yeah. I bleed orange.
Oh man, I wish people could see the tat on your arm right now.
Bleed orange.
You
and
gonna change
blue.
that over to Florida State after our start?
Depends on where my daughter goes to college. Well, now the #1 school in the university is the University of Florida, my boy.
Oh,
They have
it
the
is.
#1
I
school in
love
the
it.
university. So I'm telling my daughter she might have to rein those expectations in a little bit, you know, because that's
It's a hard one.
yeah, man. So, you know, after college, I fumbled around with life like everybody else. I was a mortgage broker. I worked for Frank. I worked for Frank as a mortgage broker for quite a while, and many other companies.
On the front line.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you
sir.
did.
And I just tried various things, and none of it was working out for me with any type of regularity or success. And someone mentioned fighting, and I was like, man, I've been in so many fights in my life. I was like,
You were in street fights all
Yeah.
the way back to high school. I know.
Well, and
Junior
even
high.
before that, junior high, man. I mean, that's so. I was like, man, this is the perfect thing for me. And I seeked out the best coaches, and I got with a team that's one of the most successful in Tampa now, Def War. Prior to that, I was with another team, very successful, Fight Team LLC. They have champions and belts all across their whole freaking place. You go in there, and it looks like a shrine.
Nice.
You know, and I was with these guys before they were even had these facilities.
So you started as an amateur,
I
right?
started as an amateur. Yep. First I did boxing, then I did kickboxing, then I did MMA.
Yeah.
Okay.
And right after my MMA title fight, which
Yeah.
I lost by decision, right after my MMA title fight was when
That's got to be the worst loss to take by decision.
Oh God.
Because every little point and every little cost counts.
I won the fight clearly, and I'll cover that in a minute. But I won.
Sounds like an election. I don't know.
Hey, we've all lost.
Yes, yes.
We are still losing.
So I was pretty crushed by that, and then unfortunately 2 weeks after that fight,
Yeah.
I break my freaking neck.
Well, you know, first off, it's always the wiry ones you got to watch out for. I've always been a bigger guy by nature, but it's the ones that's unassuming. I love that about fighting. You
Oh,
just
he was
never
wiry,
know.
all right.
But
There's no question.
But let's talk about that day. In that, do we have time in the segment?
Yeah, you got a couple minutes. Let's talk about that day that changed your life
First
forever.
off, if you don't mind,
Quadriplegic.
There you go. I can't. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
What does it mean?
What does that mean?
That
Because a lot
means-
of people don't know.
That means that I'm permanently paralyzed from the neck down.
Okay.
Now, I am an incomplete quadriplegic, meaning that my spinal cord is still somewhat connected.
Yeah.
Right now, a complete quadriplegic means that your spinal cord has severed, and there is you're
Better.
not at a point of recovery. You're
Okay.
basically a noodle at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
And by the way, the day I saw you in the hospital that first day, you were a noodle, and I'll never forget that day.
bro, I was a noodle for about a year.
Yeah.
It was a long time that I was just laying there with people brushing my teeth and feeding me.
Yeah.
But to back up, basically, this day was July 6, 2011. I'm debating. I want to tattoo that date kind of right here on my neck.
Yeah.
So that I go through that pain and I can always remember that day because it definitely changed who I am as a person.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I was a taker before I broke my neck.
Wow.
I-
That's strong.
I took advantage of people in multiple ways.
Yeah.
I had a lot of.
It's perspective is what happens.
Well, without going too deep into it, but I had a lot of criminalistic endeavors going on, and so I was taking advantage of people with an illegal poker house. I was taking advantage of people with illicit drugs sales, and I was taking advantage of people with women in nightclubs and things of that nature. I'll just
Yeah.
leave it at that. And all that shit came to a screeching halt this day. The girl that I was dating was an absolute psychopath, and I love that for some reason. And, you look at both of my baby mamas, same thing. Those characteristics, I was where I went. And me and her had our 157th Civil War fight, going down. And when we got in the car, it was screaming, "Fuck you, I hate you. Fuck you, I hate you."
Oh.
She
We'll have to bleep that out.
Verlander
Don't
will-
worry, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
got it.
We'll pick up on that.
No, I'll go back to daughter PG.
You didn't give him the speech before we started the show.
No, actually, on that note, we're going to take a break
break.
real quick. It's a great place to stop for the radio. So we'll catch up. But listen, it's a very emotional story. I cannot blame Brandon at all for feeling that way. But when we get back, we're going to find out what happened on that rainy night that changed your life forever. And Ben, where has the positive? Where's it gone? Right here on the business, the Real Biz Happy Hour in just a minute.
Come on back.
Perfect.
Okay,
All right.
let's just keep rolling.
We're
because
gonna roll.
we
Hit
gotta
the
go.
green. We're gonna roll right into it. And that was good turning him up because he needed his mic up a little. Are we hitting it? Are we on green? On red, I mean.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So 1, 2, 3. Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Real Biz Happy Hour with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group and 813mortgage.com, your no-fee mortgage leader in studio. I don't even think I introduced us before with my incredible
No, we
co-host,
didn't.
Jason J. Mac
Yeah,
McIntosh.
thank you for having me today.
No, I don't think I introduced me or you.
No, that's
in the
okay. We
beginning.
went right into it. Busy
this
man
is
with
my guest.
schedules to keep.
Yes, we have lots of schedules today.
I think it was the new layout that threw us off a little bit.
Well, I
But
walked in. I didn't know where I was.
We're getting to the meat and the potatoes of our
today.
boy Brandon over here.
Yes.
He's such a colorful guy. I love this guy. He's my peeps right here, good peeps to the left
Yep.
of me. And so he told us a little bit of backstory. Some might say that some people take what could be considered a tragedy where most people would lay down, and most people would, right? So it's that strength, that endurance, that resolve that you had, that fighter in you, the fight or flight, that got you through that. And so some may say taking tragedy and flipping it and reversing it, it could have saved you, basically.
I believe it did.
Because from what I'm hearing,
Oh, you haven't heard the Save You story.
well, I'm putting it together myself.
He's
I'm
already
just
figured it
connecting
out.
these dots here. I'm like,
Yeah.
because the path you were going down versus the humble guy right here in front of us, like, I mean, you may not be here.
No. Oh, no.
It was-
so bring us back to that
Yeah.
night. You had a
Am I getting somewhere? Am I getting warm?
Oh, you are hot, baby. Red hot.
Smoking hot,
tell
baby.
me. Don't tell your girlfriend. So anyway, so was it raining? It wasn't raining.
It
wasn't. It
was
was just a fateful night.
So yeah, it was right after 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
You know, everybody likes to party on 4th of July
Yeah,
weekend.
Independence Day. Let's do this.
Yep. And so this was a Monday. 4th of July was on a Monday. So we started partying, me and this girl and all our friends and our clique of friends on Friday, which was July 1st.
oh, nice.
So imagine a 3.5 day bender
Yep.
that goes from Friday to Monday, and you go to bed,
Yeah.
right? And when you wake up a day and a half later, you've missed an entire day. Your team is angry with you, your coaches are angry with you, and all heck is about to break loose. Well, then you and this girl who have been on a long bender, your endorphins are low.
Yeah.
We've all been there. You drank too much, you know, and you wake up, your head hurts, and you're easy
Yeah.
to irritate. And so we were both pretty volatile people. And then on this end of this bender, we wake up fighting with each other, and it just went nuclear.
Wow.
It just went from 0 to 100 degrees.
And then you got in the car.
And then, well, my car was a few miles away, and I'll never forgive myself for not just jogging to my car, because jogging 5 miles for me at that time was a workout.
Right.
I'll never understand why I didn't do that, but I didn't. I made the decision to get in the car with her and have her get me to my car as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she drove like Danica Patrick if she was just going to the store to get milk.
That's Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when she was angry, as we got into the car and then shut the doors, she smoked the tires and backed the Jaguar out of the garage because she had a supercharged XJ Jag. And when she did that, I said, F this, and trying to open the door to make a move to jump out, but she floored it. The door shut. I started pulling my seatbelt, and she was hitting me and yelling and speeding up the car. And
Wow.
so I gave up on the seatbelt and I blocked her arm, and I said, if you hit me one more time, we're done. And as she's speeding up towards this intersection, I dropped my arm and she just hit me right in the nose. And so I said, that's it, we're done.
Oh, God.
And she looked at me and she goes, oh, we're done, with the biggest eyes. I'll never forget it. We're done. And I was like, just made that cutthroat motion and said, that's it. She just went straight off the road right into the trees on me. And the car hit, spun around and rolled and went off into the woods. And when the car stopped rolling, me and her went from one side of the car to the other, and my neck broke on the headrest, and I laid there totally conscious, couldn't feel anything. And
Wow.
I thought at first that I had survived the crash. I thought everything was good. She climbed out of the car and she started yelling for me to get out of the car, and I tried to get up, but nothing was happening.
So wait a second.
You were
Let me
paralyzed right
slow
there.
this down. Your seatbelt was off. You're in the car.
never-
the doors
yeah,
are
we-
shut.
we backed
she
up, drove
puts
forward,
pedal
backed
to the
up.
metal and
Pedal
just
to the
says, "I'll show you," and just
Yep.
and hits the tree or whatever.
At 70 miles an hour.
Oh, it's 70.
Yeah.
So, did you hit the windshield? Did you?
No, I was holding on. I mean, I knew that the turn.
How did your neck break?
So I knew that the turn we were coming to, there was no way we were going to make the turn. So
Okay.
I grabbed the oh shit handle, I grabbed the center console, and I was bracing for the impact because she just floored it right into the trees.
Yeah.
So we hit,
The way you hit so hard that it.
the momentum turned, and then we rolled, right?
Yeah.
When the car
Oh, I
stopped,
gotcha.
When the car stopped rolling, me and her were up on the driver's side, and we fell from the driver's side down to
Okay.
the, like that, and my neck just broke on the head.
And you had
Oh,
the sad part about the whole story is that at one point you had your seatbelt on.
No. I mean, all we did was back out of the driveway, and I attempted to put my seatbelt on,
was
but
locked
she was
up 'cause she was
speeding.
going.
Because when you grab a seatbelt real fast, what happens?
Yeah,
Yeah, it locks up.
It locks, bro. It won't let you. So if you're panicky pulling on it,
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
So did you know you were paralyzed right there?
No. I was laying there panicking, and I started going, "What the fuck?"
It's okay. I'll write it down again.
We got a couple in the can anyway, so we're good.
Keep going. You're good.
So I started trying to yell to her or to anybody, and I couldn't yell, guys, because not only did I break my neck, but I broke all my ribs on this side, and I punctured my lung.
Oh, my God.
So this was as loud as I could talk, and I was laying in the car by myself, and I was screaming, help.
Yeah.
and no one could hear me.
So of all the fights you've been in, this was the fight of his life right here.
So
I mean,
I
wow.
had listen.
Hadn't even started.
All the wrestling in high school at Jesuit High School, I credit those coaches and my teammates so much for that. And then Rich Galicia at Fight Team bringing me along as a fighter, and Daniel Hurtado Mendoza bringing me along as a fighter at Def War. Those guys, bro, they put it in me. So I started panicking, and I just went to my center of my body. I closed my eyes and I centered my chi, and I was just like, all right, we got to figure out what's going on here. And when I opened my eyes, I didn't feel any pain. I didn't see any blood, but I could not move at all. And I feel the same way right now that I did that day. I feel like there's a vice grip around my body constricting me down in. And I can fight against it as hard as I want, but as soon as I let go and I stop thinking about it, it just folds me up. So anytime I'm on my feet, I have to be 100% vigilant, strictly worrying about my body fluidity and movement. That's why I don't really talk much. I'm not going to let go of the walker and shake anybody's hand, because as soon as I let go of thinking about my body, boom, I'm on the ground.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you only have a piece of your spinal cord essentially holding you together.
Less than the width of your fingernail,
So
brother.
you got to think of it like a Cat 5 running from your neck down your spine with all that data. You've got a tiny piece of a Cat 5.
Correct.
To explain to everybody what you mean by that. By the way, we've got to take a break here on the Business Happy Hour. I know you're on the edge of your seats. This is a great story. We appreciate Brandon coming in. When we get back, we're going to find out how he turned, like Jay said, this tragedy into something amazing. And we want you guys to come to the event, to the MMA event. We'll be back in just a minute, and we'll give you details on it on the Real Biz Happy Hour. Boom.
Okay, right back in.
Let me get my timer redone real quick. 11:13.
We're going to number 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're moving right along.
And
Hit it.
hit it. Okay.
Hey, Tampa Bay. Welcome back to the Real Biz Happy Hour. That's
it
Jason
real.
J-Mac over there.
Right here. What a show. What a story. I'm
It's
on the
a
edge of
great
my
story.
seat.
That's right.
I'm just loving this. I feel like I feel like I need to pay it for a ticket or something here. Like I owe you some admission.
Hey, man.
This
I wouldn't
is
say no to that.
I'm the like front row center at the story here. I love it.
He needs to come to this. I think you would like it.
You best believe we'll be there.
Yes,
for
I'm going to
sure.
go.
Okay.
I'm going to go. So we'll go. So actually, Brandon, before we tell the rest of your story, let's talk about the event really quick, because this is where this all went. It's why people
Let's get
know
the
you
deets.
now.
We want the deets.
Yeah, tell us about the MMA event. To jump into that, and then we'll back to the story.
Sounds good, man. So next Saturday at the Dallas Bowl, we'll be there. Doors open at 12 o'clock. The fighting will be from 1 to 5 p.m.
The date?
Next Saturday, September 23rd.
23rd.
Yep.
Be sure everybody knows, because it's the correct next Saturday. Because
So we got. Let's slow it down because we all talk really fast. We have
Yeah.
the Dallas Bowl Saturday, the
23rd.
23rd. So doors open at noon and 1 to 5. How many fighters? Is it one bout, couple bouts, 2, 3 bouts?
Right now we have 15 locked. I got a few more that I'm working
This
on.
is going to be a day.
It's going to be back to back to back the entire
back.
time, no breaks. And it's a mixture of sanctioned amateur boxing, kickboxing, and MMA.
Okay.
And we might even throw in some combat jiu-jitsu, which is Brazilian jiu-jitsu with open hand slaps to the face.
Oh, I've seen you do that before. That slapping is awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Open hand slapping.
Yes.
So, well, I guess we can get back to that in a minute, but let's say it one more time. Dallas Bowl, the 23rd, 12 to 5. Brandon, how do they buy tickets?
VigilantMMA.co. VigilantMMA.co.
Got it.
Give them a little bit of a landmark. What area that's by? What town?
So this
Dallas
would
Bowl.
be over. This is like going to Brandon. If you were leaving Tampa, going to Brandon, it's on the east side of Tampa, just south of MLK and just north of Causeway Boulevard.
Okay.
Yep.
Bang.
Dallas Bowl. Dallas Bowl is a big club, big country club, music place, multiple levels. It's actually a really cool. You'd like it. It's a really cool place. It's a place you would dig. Different rooms.
I do have some Spurs that jingle jangle. I might break them out.
There you go. Break them out. That's the place to do it, man.
wear my hat that
I'll
night.
bring my.
Oh, you got to wear that.
Oh, you got to wear that.
There's no question.
Man.
We have the military that will be there to do the color guard presentation. We're gonna have the national anthem sang. We
love
make
it.
sure
We're
that
going
it's
in.
done right. And if anybody dares to kneel, we will use your face to throw you out.
I
love it.
By the way, Brandon is one of the biggest patriots I've ever known. Obviously, Jason, this guy bleeds red, white, and blue.
It's a red, white, and blue explosion.
Brandon, say what you said before the show, because you said something that gave me chills before the show about today being September 12th.
So today, everybody, is the most American day in our history.
But let's back up and digress for a moment because 9/11 was yesterday. Today's
Right.
September 12th. So we all knew where we were at that moment.
Yeah, we did.
Absolutely.
Distinctly.
Yep.
You know, I remember the house I was in, the age of my daughter, getting ready for work, getting to work, spending the day around the TV. Like, I remember watching it at the moment, like this just happened in live the second.
Yes.
And I'm like, we're
Yes.
thinking, what just happened? This moron just flew into a,
Yeah.
not even really being so naive that this is terrorism, not even knowing what
Well, when
happened.
we saw that second one, I think that's when
Yes.
all of our hearts sank. And we're
Yes.
like, oh,
this isn't,
boy.
that wasn't an accident. That was on
Yes.
purpose.
Correct.
No.
So it was a very shocking day for everyone, and we were just in shock and awe. Ooh, shock and awe. That
That's
was
what
later.
we- that's
that
what
was
we did
later.
to them.
That's what
we did to them.
So I like that, a little setup. I did that subliminally, I
Oh,
guess.
man, you'll never repeat that.
We were in shock,
Yes.
and so that day we were just scurrying, and you know, it's the word resolve. I think Bush is the one that has really put that real term into meaning when he said our resolve, because he pretty much said it's on, Cowboys.
He's like, we're going to mess them up.
we
is what
are
he
going
said.
to F you up, right?
Yeah.
Shock and awe, and that we did. And as Americans, we were the most united we've ever been in history.
Correct.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what you
Absolutely.
got me with
And,
right there.
and yeah, so I don't want to steal the thunder, but like we got to talk about that day, and we didn't know what was happening. And then the next day is what happened.
There was no more racism. There was no more hate because of
We were all red,
gayness.
white, and blue.
We were all red, white, and blue, all of us. And everyone realized and remembered in that day
Yes.
that we all bleed red,
Yeah.
that the difference in skin pigmentation is one freaking chromosome.
Right.
And whether you came here as an immigrant, as an illegal immigrant, we're all immigrants to this land, and we got to defend this land.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got to defend this land. And I
we
mean,
came
so
together.
many people came
We
together.
were Americans
And
at
that
that
lasted
moment.
a long time, too.
We weren't Democrats.
No.
We weren't
Right.
Republicans. We weren't conservative. We were
I was a Democrat at that time.
red-blooded Americans.
I was a Democrat at that time. I was a starch blue Democrat at that
Sorry
time.
to hear that. Thanks for coming on over to the right side, the red
Yeah,
side.
man,
But
for real,
That's
for
right.
real.
that's another show.
Alt-right?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I'm gonna dog our president really quick just because I am pissed off to find out that he's the first president in 22 years that did not visit a
How
September
dare
11
you.
site. Not even a single visit
Yeah, but
to
F
one of
that.
those.
And he lied and said he was there the next day when he wasn't. It's on
know.
record that you buffoon, you imbecile, you
Yeah.
you lying
Terrible.
dog-faced pony soldier.
That's right. Terrible. So anyway,
Yeah.
guys, you got an election coming up in a year. Make the right decision. That's all I've got to say.
Just look.
Well,
in
the
your
right
pocket.
decision was made, but we'll get
That's
it better
a
this
good
time.
point.
So.
Make the right decision again, and this time, don't let him cheat.
No,
Yeah.
on the ground level, guys. This is the
Yeah.
difference we got to do. On the ground level, we got to be in there watching all these vote tallies.
No, you're right.
watching all this shit.
That's a
Right.
great
It's us.
point. We have to hold people now that we know,
Right.
right? Because all the conspiracies and things like that, but we've actually witnessed it.
Watch
right?
400 Mules with Danette D'Souza.
Yeah.
Go watch that. It's
That was really
There are
tracked
so
it
many
down.
people right now that have seen and have finally putting us stop to this. So like we can't stand. We're a mockery. We can't stand anymore.
You look at
Not
John
we went way
Fetterman.
right on this side, but
Look at Fetterman. Look at Hobbs out,
Yeah.
out in Arizona. She's literally removing all the walls and all the crates that the local state level governments put in crates to block the wall from the illegal immigrants, and the state government came in and removed it
I mean,
from the counties.
How does that even make sense?
It's insane.
Anyway.
So
but we got to be vigilant there too.
absolutely.
I love that
All right,
word
so
vigilant.
yeah, is it vigilant? So that's where you came up with vigilant MMA, right?
Correct. In fact, I have to credit my boy Edward Joseph Bugle III.
Oh, I know.
Jesuit
Yeah,
man.
Joe
You know
Bugle,
Joe?
yeah.
Yes, with that. So I break my neck, right? I break my neck in this car wreck. It's a tragedy. I realize when the paramedics reached down for my arm and the guy said, "Give me your arm," and in my head, I did this. I reached up and I gave my arm,
wow.
but nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then I looked at him kind of confused, and then I looked at my arm, and then I looked at him, and he stood back and goes, "Get a stretcher. We have paralysis."
Oof.
That's when that was the moment that everything changed for me, and I knew it was going to be a long road to any type of recovery once I woke up after my surgery, because it was just a long shuffle of nonsense to get me into
Did
surgery.
you remember much from being in the car?
Of course,
to,
I never was out. I remember the plane flight. Off the air, I'll tell you guys.
But
the
your
real-
adrenaline was
the
probably
story.
in kicked
No,
high
I
gear,
was
no?
totally calm. I was totally because
No, up until that point.
Up
though.
until yes. As soon as that happened, then the dopamine dropped, and I was like, "Oh, what am I gonna do?"
Yeah.
It was pure panic.
It's more panic than pain because you were literally feeling nothing.
Correct.
So it's all in your head.
Correct. Yeah. All I can do is question and ask, and I can't even do it. I have to whisper.
Oh my God.
Dude, I had to sit and listen to her lying, telling everybody that a dog ran out in front of the car and she swerved to miss a dog. And I'm laying there and I'm trying to get people's attention. Hey. And they're like, calm down, just breathe. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to tell you. And they're like, he's freaking out again. We got to dope him up. You know?
Oh.
And then I put me back out again. Yeah.
So I got to know, because the audience is asking themselves right now, what happened to the young lady driving?
So nothing happened to her. She had a little scratch on her arm. That was about the worst thing that happened to her. She climbed out of the car like nothing.
Legally, nothing happened?
Legally, nothing happened, no, because she ran with this narrative that a dog ran out in front of the car, and with me unable to contest it, it was months later before I was able to even start addressing what had happened, right? And by then,
Too much time had passed.
no, not at all. No statute of limitations or
Okay.
anything. But by then, we had already begun a civil lawsuit.
Okay.
And the lawyer said, well, if you want to go after her criminally, you can. But if you do, then we're going to have to pause the civil lawsuit. You're going to have to go after her
Gotcha.
criminally. And if she gets off for any technical reason of anything,
There goes your civil.
there goes your civil lawsuit. So do you want to go after the money first, or do you want to go after her with vengeance when you're done?
Well,
And of course, the blood-sucking lawyers, they're
Yeah.
going to get their 60% of
Yeah.
everything at the end of the day.
They're
So
like, we'll take the money.
exactly,
Yeah.
that's kind of how that went. But
Man.
so, I laid in the hospital and I listened to them tell me after about 3 months that nothing has worked from the neck down. This is going to be the rest of your life. You're just going to have to get used to it. There's going to be a Hoyer lift to get you in and out of the bed and put you in a wheelchair. There's going to be a straw in your mouth, and you're going to blow on it to push the wheelchair, and you're going to suck on it to make it stop, and that's going to be the rest of your life.
yeah.
And I said, no.
Yeah.
No.
said
Oh, you
no.
did say no.
I
I
said
know.
no. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I have to give all glory to God, all glory to the Most High, because
Amen.
if God had not blessed me with resilience, with the opportunity to go to Jesuit
Yep.
and instill those values in me and that relentlessness in the Jesuit wrestling room, if I had not done those things, then I would have given up, brother.
You might have laid down.
I would have given up. But I have a daughter, a beautiful daughter who's at Academy of the Holy Names. Shout out Gabriella. And she was my
The daughter was there at the time of the accident.
absolutely. She had just turned 4. We just had her 4th
Oh, wow.
birthday, and within 30 days of her 4th birthday, her dad was paralyzed from the neck down. And
She's been with you forever, too.
oh yeah, I mean, I love being a father more than anything. That's my
Yeah.
my proudest accomplishment.
That's your
in-
purpose at this
yes,
moment.
Yes, my proudest accomplishment in life is that my daughter's at Academy of the Holy Names, and in just 2 more years, I'll sweat this out, get her through there. I know she's going to be set for life.
She's gonna be. So we're gonna take another break on the Business Happy Hour. When we get back, guys, we're gonna turn and talk about Brandon and Vigilant MMA and the event. We want you guys to support his events. We want you to support him. It is a great, amazing event, a great cause. I think J-Mac will be there with me.
Yes.
So we're gonna see you guys in just a minute on the Real Biz Happy Hour. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Make sure I tell them at the very, very end too who else is going to be there, because I got celebrities that are going to be there.
Let's just get right into
Roll
it.
right
Let's-
into it.
yeah, we're gonna
Final
start.
one.
Because we have
Let's do it.
7
I'll-
minutes.
I'll turn it into Vigilant.
Let's turn it into Vigilant.
Yep.
All right, we back on?
Back on live.
Ready?
Boom.
2, 1. Hey, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Real Biz Happy Hour. Guys, this show is nothing short of amazing. I hope you've had the time to listen to this. Brandon Lee from Vigilant MMA in studio with us. Paraplegic Brandon.
Quadriplegic.
Quadriplegic. You're an inspiration to everybody.
Thank you,
Very
brother.
much so.
Yeah, you
Appreciate
blow, blow my mind with
it
what
puts
you've done.
perspective in people dealing with insignificant, petty
Right.
problems in life.
Right. We complain about the BS all day
'cause
long.
this guy right here doesn't appear to be a guy that feels sorry for himself. This is a strong, vigilant
Vigilant is the
man
right
right
word.
here. For him to say, no, that's not my fate. That's not my future. I'm going to fight through this thing and get to the point where you are more self-sufficient, right? And
absolutely.
you've taken that and you've fought through it, and now you are an inspiration to others, and you've turned things around, and that's impressive, man. So my hat's off to you for sure. I think that's a great story.
I appreciate
a
that.
lot. It inspires me.
Yeah, and honestly, there's more to it. I know we only have 6 minutes left, so I really want to help you with the event. I want to get people to come out there, so I'm going to say it for you real quick where it is and all that, and then let's talk about the fight card. You've got some celebrities coming out there. You've got some exciting stuff. By the way, you got to go to vigilantmma.co, not com, vigilantmma.co, to get tickets to the event. Do you know how much they are?
Absolutely. They start at $40.
Okay.
General admission, that'll get you in the door. Second row's 65, front row's 90, and VIP's 125. Comes with a meal ticket.
Man, guys, listen, 90, and you're going to see 15 fight cards?
At least.
Like, what does that come
What a
out
deal.
to?
Like a couple cents a fight.
I'm paying like 30 cents a fight if I go on a $3 a fight if I go to the friggin'. Anyway, it's an amazing deal. It's at the Dallas Bowl, September 23rd, Saturday, noon to 5. Fights start at 1, right? Is
Yep,
that right?
fights start right at 1 o'clock.
1 to 5, and there's no breaks. I've been to these events. I might even be handing out a belt at one of these events.
And that's no bull.
No, that is no
sir.
bull at the Dallas Bowl. So amazing. Again, vigilantmma.co to get tickets. If you forget, you can call 813-566-REAL. Jay and I will get you in front
Saturday
of
the
the right people.
23rd.
Saturday the 23rd, Vigilant MMA. And I guarantee if you just Google MMA fight Dallas Bowl, it's probably going to come up. And I bet you come up on the Dallas Bowl website as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Definitely. So, Brandon, how did you? We got 4 minutes. Tell us a little bit. Oh, actually, why don't you go into the card and the celebrities and all that, and then we'll talk about maybe how you started the business, or we can just stay on that.
Well, I mean, just to put it in a nutshell, I took the lawsuit settlement that I eventually got from the car wreck, long story short, and I built Vigilant from that. And me and my stepfather actually started it, and we built it up, but it wasn't doing well in the beginning.
Right.
He bowed out, and I just took the rock and ran with it from Combat Quest 4. We're now on Combat Quest 31.
Wow.
And how many years?
This has been 4 years.
31 events in 4 years. Somebody do that math.
That's amazing.
He's like, you're running one almost a month.
Yes, sir. And we've done 5 jiu-jitsu events, and we've done 2 strictly boxing, kickboxing events. So this is number 39 in total that we're going on.
Let me ask you a very serious question. Do you think that you would have accomplished all this if you didn't have your injury?
No, I would either be dead or in prison or on the run somewhere.
Well, I mean, I got to tell you, that in itself is, that's the story.
It's like there was a path for you.
Yes,
There was a path.
and Frank, you know
There
better.
is a path. There's
Frank-
still a path.
Well, Frank knows better than most, right? I wouldn't be able to handle this business in the ways that I have to handle it, and in the ways I have to use my mind.
Your
over
perspective has been changed.
my perspective, but I used to be a very physical person. If someone tried me, I would go to your job and whip your ass. Like I was not,
I seen it.
He's the calmer, a little more relaxed. Not all the way relaxed, but a little
more
bit
relaxed.
more.
now I have no choice. See, the Lord took away my ability to get physical, right? I always remind myself I can't snatch the
Wow,
life out of
that's
someone
strong
anymore.
right there.
And so now I have to find other ways that if someone really tries me, I'm gonna get you. But
Yeah.
I have to do it in other ways. I do it in business ways and in professional ways. And instead of when people lash out at my company, instead of coming right back at them and throwing rocks right back at them, I just go, okay,
You know what,
what? I'm gonna make Vigilant 10 times better now just because you said that.
Your
you know?
biggest muscle now?
Your brain.
My brain, for
Your
sure.
mind.
It always was. I was just always trying to.
I mean, the heart's a muscle
Flex
too.
it
You got a
up.
lot of
Yeah.
heart and grit. So,
You got grit, all right.
you know, resolve. He's got some
Yeah.
resolve.
Yeah,
a little
resolve.
shock and all here.
It is shocking. I would say he's vigilant.
He's a patriot.
Yeah,
I
he is
tell
a
you,
patriot.
I really, really regret though, man. Like the one thing is that bare knuckle fighting has gotten so big now, and I used to do it for free all the time, man, like an idiot.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
listen,
man, the
not to be
thought.
silly or anything, but can there be any type of slapping or bare knuckle with even if
So,
you've got injuries?
yeah,
I mean, is that a good question?
Oh, that is a good question. Is that a possibility?
They have some. Yeah,
I
they
would
have
love to see that.
Well, they have like the paraplegic
Wheelchair boxing.
Right. I've
Oh,
seen
okay.
that.
That's yeah.
I mean,
So sadly, guys, I mean, believe me, I would love to get that opportunity going. Believe me, it's been floated to me.
he's like it's been pent up.
My movement is my range of motion
Yeah.
is so limited
I got you.
that I have one punch.
Well, that's all you need
Now,
sometimes.
I keep it in my pocket. I don't let anybody know what it is.
Cocked
Just
and
in
loaded.
case-
I love
in
that.
case I ever need it.
Oh man.
One punch.
Whatever you do,
And-
don't try to rob this guy.
And 16 of his buddies.
Oh, okay. He brought 16 friends.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
good. Good. I love that. No,
That's what's in the chamber.
that's yes, right. Well, you might be one in the chamber. That one punch is in the chamber.
Correct. There
No,
we go.
listen, you got no choice. But I have seen the wheelchair boxing, and that's very interesting.
Okay.
But you know, anybody that's like you, the full body, it's
Right. When
pretty
you're
much impossible.
quadruplegic, when you're from down up here,
The
down,
range that you have is.
I don't have it. You know, like
You know, sitting here talking to him, you would never,
No.
ever,
if I
ever
move
know.
quickly, I lock up. like right here, all my upper chest now is locked, and I gotta just slowly.
I would never know.
I know the show's gone
And
so
they
fast.
said you were going to be on the little straw little thing.
Oh yeah, listen, I cried at his hospital bed. This is not about me, but I never
for you,
thought
man. Good
I
for
would
you.
see this man stand up. Like I lost my shit. Oh God, no, I just did. But anyway, when
The lid's off now.
it's off now. But yeah, it was terrible to see you where you are, Brandon. You are an inspiration for me.
Very much.
You're an inspiration for everybody.
Well, that's part of my daily prayer every day, guys.
I love it.
I get up and I thank God for the day, and I thank God for the opportunity to positively affect people.
Still be here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for real. And I'm going to say it one more time before we got to cut out, guys. VigilantMMA.co, Dallas Bull, September 23rd. It's going to be an amazing 15 fights you're going to see. Do you want to throw something out really quick?
Absolutely. Punchline 3&T will be performing live.
Yeah.
There you
Give
go.
them a like, give them a follow.
Punchline will be live. It's going to be a great event. I promise you guys, please show
What
up.
a show
You'll get to meet Frank the
today.
Bank and J Mac.
Yes,
And
we'll be
J-Mac,
there.
It was a good one, huh?
Brandon, thanks for coming, Brandon Lee.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys. It's been a great show.
Vigilant.
Boom.
That's how we roll.
Oh, that was freaking awesome for being a last minute show.